Good evening. Welcome to South Asia Newsline. I'm Lipakshi Khurana. Here are the top stories we're tracking for you on Monday, the 19th of December. No point in returning to China. I prefer India, says Dalai Lama after Tawang clash. Nepal president gives parties 1 week time to form new government. And soccer fans across South Asia celebrate Argentina's World Cup triumph. And now for all the details. Tibetan spiritual leader the Dalai Lama on Monday said there's no point in returning to China as he prefers India and considers the country as his permanent residence. The Nobel laureate, who has lived in exile in India since 1959, made the remarks over a query on the recent India-China border clash in Tawang in the Indian state of Arunachal Pradesh.
Tibetan spiritual leader the Dalai Lama on Monday said there is no point in returning to China, adding that he prefers India, which is now his permanent residence. The Nobel laureate fled Lhasa after a failed uprising against Chinese rule in Tibet in 1959. He has lived mostly in India's northern hill town of Dharamshala since then, where his supporters run a small government in exile and advocate Tibet's autonomy by peaceful means. While responding to reporters over a question regarding the recent India-China border clash in Tawang in India's Arunachal Pradesh, the Dalai Lama said things are improving across the world, adding that even China has become more flexible, but I prefer India, best place, he said.
Generally speaking, things are improving. I think in Europe, in Africa, and also in Asia. Now China, also now more flexible. Okay. But there's no point to return to China. I prefer India. Best place. At Kangra. But Nehru choice. This place is my permanent residence.
Meanwhile, in the backdrop of the recent border clash, India has sped up the construction work of the Sela Pass tunnel being built at 13,000 feet in Arunachal Pradesh. According to Border Road Organization, the all-weather road will provide a smooth passage for the troops and weaponry movement of Indian armed forces, which had to take an alternate route during winters. Once completed, the tunnel will be a major boost to India's defense capabilities against China at the line of actual control.
The Kottayam district in India's southern state of Kerala has been severely affected by an outbreak of bird flu, prompting authorities to cull hundreds of domestic birds and ducks. Authorities have also banned the sale and transport of birds from the district. Local farmers have termed it a difficult situation for them.
The Kottayam district in India's southern state of Kerala has been severely affected by an outbreak of avian influenza, commonly known as bird flu. The presence of virus among the birds in Kottayam was confirmed after tests were carried out at the National Institute of High Security Animal Diseases. The first case of bird flu was reported on December 12 with Kottayam district authorities and the veterinary department starting the culling process of all domestic birds including ducks in 1 kilometer radius of the infection on December 13 based on the central government guidelines. Almost 7,000 domestic birds have been reportedly culled by authorities this month.
As soon as we have received the notification on 12th, the respected district collector convened a meeting and directed different departments to start culling of the birds around 1 kilometer radius from the epicenter. So we have started the culling operation of the different domestic birds around 1 kilometer radius, that is in the infectious zone.
Local duck farmers who are severely affected with the outbreak and culling process lamented the outbreak emerges every year during winter season, terming it a difficult situation for the farmers. In India, bird flu or avian influenza, a zoonotic disease, is spread mainly by migratory birds coming into the country during the winter months between September and March.
Well, in news from Pakistan, opposition PTI Chairman Imran Khan on Sunday said he will not take any action against former Army Chief General Qamar Javed Bajwa if his party comes to power. The remarks came a day after Khan lambasted the ruling coalition and Bajwa in a rally in Lahore for removing him from office. Khan has also announced the dates for dissolution of assemblies in Punjab and Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, paving way for a fresh election in both the provinces.
Former Prime Minister and opposition PTI Chairman Imran Khan on Sunday said he will not take any action against ex-Army Chief General Qamar Javed Bajwa if his party comes to power. Khan made the remarks while meeting a delegation of Council of Pakistan newspaper editors. He added his government had a decent relationship with Bajwa, but don't know what happened later. I told General Bajwa that if the plan to topple the government succeeds, no one will be able to manage the country's economy, local media quoted Khan. The remarks from Khan came a day after he lambasted the ruling coalition and the former army chief in a rally in Lahore. Khan virtually addressing the rally, along with chief ministers of Punjab and Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, said the only person responsible for the current situation is General Bajwa.
क्या हुआ? इसमें कोई शक है कि एनआरओ 2 दे के सारे मुल्क का एक जनरल मुशर्रफ ने नुकसान कराया था एनआरओ 1 का. इस मुल्क ने भारी कीमत अदा की उसकी. 4 गुना ज्यादा हमारा कर्जा चढ़ाया इन्होंने 10 सालों में लूट मार करके. अब फिर जब इनके ऊपर केसेस थे 1100 अरब रुपए के केसेस हैं, वो इन्होंने फिर उनको एनआरओ 2 दिलवा दिया. तो कौन था इसका जिम्मेदार? किसने ये किया था? जनरल बाजवा ने किया था.
Meanwhile, Imran Khan also announced his party and allies in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa and Punjab will dissolve the assemblies on December 23. Pakistan's constitution mandates fresh elections within 90 days in such a scenario. The dissolution could fuel the fire of political turmoil in the South Asian nation, which is also battling economic crisis.
And moving on, women health workers in Pakistan-administered Kashmir recently staged a protest to demand reinstatement and regularisation after they were terminated from their services. They also raised a concern they have not been paid their salaries for the past 6 months, blaming the people in the illegally occupied region to not have access to equal rights and have to face exploitation.
Women health workers in Pakistan-administered Kashmir recently staged a protest in front of the main gate of the Prime Minister's Secretariat and the Legislative Assembly to demand their reinstatement and over non-payment of their salaries of the past 6 months. The protesters alleged authorities made an arbitrary decision overnight and terminated them from the National Health Workers Program, while their salaries have also been withheld. They demanded they should be reinstated and regularized. Otherwise, they'll march towards Islamabad for their rights.
6 महीने हुए हमारी तनख्वाह नहीं मिली. 20,000 हमारी तनख्वाह है. हमें हमारी मैडम और जितनी मैडम है वो 4-4, 5-5 लाख रुपए तनख्वाह लेती हैं. उनको परमिट किया जाए तो हमें निकाल दिए. हमारा क्या कसूर है, हमें बताएं.
हम लोगों को फारग क्यों कर दिए इन्होंने? हमसे काम करवाए, ड्यूटियाँ करवाई. ड्यूटियाँ करवाने के बाद हम लोगों को फारग कर रहे हैं सैलरी के बगैर. आज 6-7 महीने हो गए सैलरी नहीं. मेरा 1 साल का छोटा सा बच्चा है, मैं उसको साथ लेकर ड्यूटी पे जाती हूँ. इतनी मुश्किलों से हम लोग ड्यूटियाँ करते हैं.
The protesters blamed that this is not the case in Pakistan, where scores of employees have been regularized, but the people in the illegally occupied region still do not have access to equal rights and have to face exploitation.
In news from Nepal, President Bidhya Devi Bhandari has called on Nepal's political parties to try to form the new government within a week after last month's inconclusive national election. A statement from the President's office said any member of parliament who can command the majority with the support of 2 or more parties should take a claim for being appointed as Prime Minister by December 25th.
Nepal's President Bidhya Devi Bhandari on Sunday called on the country's political parties to try to form the new government within a week after last month's inconclusive national election. A statement from the President's office said, any member of the House of Representatives who can command the majority with the support of 2 or more parties should stake a claim for being appointed as Prime Minister by 5 p.m. on December 25. The ruling alliance led by PM Sher Bahadur Deoba's Nepali Congress Party secured 136 seats in the election, 2 less than the required majority of 138 in the 275-member House of Representatives. The main opposition CPN-UML and its allies won 92 seats. Both need the support of smaller groups to stake a claim and form a new government. Nepali Congress Party spokesman Prakash Sharan Mahat said, "We will discuss within the alliance and with other political parties about the formation of the new government under our leadership." He said 76-year-old Dioba was a front-runner to be appointed Prime Minister for the 6th time. Nepal, a country of 30 million people, has seen 10 government changes since the abolition of 239-year-old monarchy in 2008. The political instability has hit economic growth and spooked investors.
In news from Sri Lanka, Sri Lanka's Navy has rescued 104 Rohingya adrift off the Indian Ocean island's northern coast, its spokesperson Captain Gyan Wickramasuriya said on Monday. As members of the Muslim minority continue to escape violence in Myanmar and hardship in Bangladesh refugee camps. A boat was first spotted by local fishermen who informed the Navy, which launched a search and rescue operation and eventually towed the vessel to a northern harbour. Wickramasuriya said they will be handed over to the police, adding that this is not a criminal action, so it will be seen how to proceed. The origin and the intended destination of the Rohingya group were unclear. Many Rohingya risk their lives every year by attempting to reach Southeast Asian countries, and the numbers have surged following deteriorating conditions in the camps and last year's military coup in Myanmar. Well, fans across South Asia burst into joy after the Lionel Messi-led Argentina team emerged as the FIFA World Cup champions in a sensational final on Sunday. In a night of high drama, Messi scored 2 goals and again in the shootout as he led Argentina to an emotional 4-2 win on penalties over France.
Supporters across the world, including in India, burst into joy, cheering and dancing in exuberance after the Lionel Messi-led Argentina team took home the FIFA World Cup title after a gap of 36 years in a sensational final on Sunday. It was an incredible night of drama, high emotion and fluctuating fortunes, which saw Messi scoring 2 goals and again in the shootout as he led Argentina to an emotional 4-2 win on penalties over France, with the match ending in a 3-3 draw following 120 minutes of breathtaking action. Fans in India's Chennai city took off their Messi jerseys and waved them over their heads to express their joy, as shook their legs to the beat of drums.
ഒരുപാട് കാലത്തിന് ശേഷം ഒത്തിരി മറ്റുള്ള ടീമുകളെ ആരാധകർ കളിയാക്കലിൽ നിന്നെല്ലാം ഒഴിവായിട്ട് അതിൽ നിന്നെല്ലാം കളർ ടി വി കിട്ടിയതിന് ശേഷം ട്രോഫി ഉണ്ടോ, മെസ്സിക്ക് എന്തെങ്കിലും ഉണ്ടോ എന്നുള്ള ചോദ്യത്തിന് ഉത്തരം ലോകത്തിലെ ഏറ്റവും ബെസ്റ്റ് പ്ലെയർ മെസ്സിയാണ്. ഏത് കാലത്തും ചരിത്രത്തിൽ ഏറ്റവും ബെസ്റ്റ് പ്ലെയർ അർജന്റീനയുടെ നമ്മുടെ നെഞ്ചിലുള്ള മെസ്സിയാണ്. Argentina, vamos Argentina.
Meanwhile, thousands of soccer fans who had gathered in front of a large television screen in Liari, an area popularly known as Mini Brazil in Pakistan's Karachi, erupted into wild cheers and dance as Argentina clinched victory. Pakistan has never qualified for a FIFA World Cup, but many young residents still enroll in soccer academies to train for hours each day in Liari, hoping to take an international pitch one day.
हम इंशाल्लाह जिस उम्मीद से आए थे तो वो उम्मीद हमारी मुकम्मल हो गई और इंशाल्लाह हम चैंपियन बन गए. हमारी जो हमने जो तवक्को रखी थी मेसी से कि वो उनका आखिरी वर्ल्ड कप है तो वो वर्ल्ड कप लेके ही जाएंगे, वो उम्मीद हमारी मेसी ने पूरी कर दी. आई लव मेसी.
Similar scenes were witnessed in Bangladesh as people took to the streets of Dhaka to celebrate Argentina's win. The sounds of vuvuzelas and jubilant cheers ringed through the night as fans celebrate their team's penalties win over France. Ever since the days of Diego Maradona, Argentina has had a legion of loyal supporters in Bangladesh. France and Argentina last played each other in the round of 16 of the last World Cup in Russia, a 4-3 victory for France that is widely regarded as the most entertaining match of the 2018 tournament.
Well, that's all we have for you from South Asia this evening. Now our viewers can watch the show on SouthAsiaNewsline.com. You can also visit us on Facebook.com/SAsiaNewsline and follow us on Twitter @SAsiaNewsline. That's all in tonight's edition. We'll see you same time tomorrow. Good night.